To spend or not to spend? That is not the question. Because if you want to increase your visibility on search engines, you are going to have to invest some money in that. The question is, which tactic are you going to choose? Are you going to go with organic content through search engine optimization? Or are you going to go through paid content through pay-per-click or paid search or AdWords? That's the topic of today's video, to help you sort through the benefits of each approach and which one is more appropriate to your business right now. So welcome to episode 2 of SEO Like a Pro, show that we're doing here at Fearless. My name is Timothy Weir. I'm the founder of Fearless Content Group, and I'm glad to have you on the ride. If you've watched our first episode, thanks for watching and welcome back. If you're new, welcome, and hope that this video provides some value to you. So let's get right into the topic at hand, SEO versus PPC. Now, before I get into kind of the points I want to make on this, I want to make it very clear that both are excellent marketing tactics. Both can be done well. Both can grow your revenue and your brand. It may sound over the course of the video that I'm a little more skewed toward the SEO side. Well, I mean, this show is called SEO Like a Pro after all, and Fearless Content Group is an organic content marketing agency primarily. So obviously I'm going to skew in that direction, but both are great, and you have to choose what works best for your business. So here are some of the things to consider. Consider, number one, SEO versus PPC, whether you were investing in earned authority or purchased authority. Now, I started thinking about this particular thing because when I search a term in Google, and this is just me as a user, I almost always, unless there is a super compelling ad placed there, I almost always scroll past and go look at what the organic search results say. There are a lot of reasons why this is the case. I've been doing this long enough to know that usually ads place you on landing pages instead of the actual main site, and there's a little bit more navigation that has to happen there. But even before I started doing SEO and search engine marketing, I would still do this. I would skip past the ads and go to the main results. And I think one of the things you have to keep in mind is people know that the content that ranks organically on Google has earned its place there and has earned its authority. It's recognized by a large enough number of people as an authoritative and helpful piece of content, and it's aligned with the search term that the user is looking for, that they're automatically going to go to that versus somebody who has paid to have their ad placed on there. And this is also Google's algorithms and just their system has gotten so much better over the years at matching content to intent that generally speaking, the organic content is going to be the best possible content you can find on the internet to answer a particular question. So ask yourself, are you willing to invest in earning your place on Google's website and getting that authority and having visitors be more likely to click on that and to click over to your website? Or are you going to pay to kind of skip the line, so to speak, and end up at the top? And you may get the first in terms of visibility, but are people going to really see you as an authority that way? So that's the first thing to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is the long-term investment of your dollars. As I said, you're going to spend, whether you are investing in creating amazing SEO content, or whether you're investing dollars in ad spend, you're still going to have to spend money to create and the time and the energy that it takes to make those, to execute against both of those strategies. But the second thing I want you to think about is, what is the nature of the investment that you're making? In SEO, generally speaking, you're looking at a long-term investment. Once you get a page to rank on Google, it stays there for a pretty long time. Now, sometimes Google puts out updates. They actually put out a lot of updates, and pages adjust, and you'll have to re-optimize. But those are typically pretty minor changes that you have to do, unless there is a major update that you have to respond to. But generally, when you re-optimize, those are minor adjustments compared to creating that piece of content in the first place. So you're creating content that's going to rank on Google whether you're continually putting money into it or not. It's there. You've gotten it. It's out there and people are viewing the page continually. Versus with ad spend. Once you stop spending money on that ad, it goes away like that. It's done. So do you want to put your money into something that has no long-term value for your business? Sure, you may be able to generate leads quicker that way, and there is some immediate value that comes with that. But do you want to have something that stops performing for you the minute you stop putting money into it versus something that will continually generate leads days, weeks, months, possibly I've had content that continues to generate leads years after it's been posted. So keep that in mind. Another thing to think about is when your audience comes into contact with you, usually unless you have content that's optimized for transactional intent, optimized for navigational intent. Unless you have content that's optimized against your brand name or a product name or something of that nature, it's meant to be, for us, content that's optimized against Fearless Content Group or fearlessgroup.co, which is our website, that's intended to, as somebody is looking for us specifically to serve our website to them. Aside from that, usually when people are searching things online, it's one of the first interactions they're going to have with your brand. They may not know who you are at first. They're really just interested in getting a question answered. Now, sometimes that's transactional intent. The question they want answered is, I want to buy X product, and you have a product page that's optimized for that keyword, and they come to your brand ready to make a purchase then and there. That often happens. But there is a lot of times they just want questions answered and they want information. And if the first thing they see from your brand is an ad telling them, here's why our product is awesome, come buy it right now, versus an organic piece of content that authoritatively answers the question, you're going to build more and a better brand reputation in their mind, which could end up leading to a long-term relationship and a sale. So keep that in mind. Are you adding value to their search process, or are you immediately requesting value from them through a paid ad? This kind of gets into another sub point, but paid Google ads are very difficult to get results from unless they are highly tailored to the keyword and the search term that the user is looking for. If you have a mismatch ad and a search term, users are going to get confused and they'll either be disappointed in the ad or it'll hurt your brand reputation that way. So if you're going to take the time to create something that is so closely matched to the particular search term, why not create something organic that you could put on your website and it's going to have that long-term value, like I said before. And it's just something to think about. And it kind of, my fourth point here kind of comes from that third point, the question of authority. Are you focused on building your broad authority as a business and your online presence, or having a very narrow targeted impact? Now I want to be clear here, because anytime you create an SEO page, a search engine optimized piece of content, you're obviously targeting a very narrow keyword, right? You're going for those long tail keywords. And so that's you're having a very narrow impact. But over time, as you build up that library, you are building up your brand authority. As I said, it stays there. It's on your website until you take it down. So it's continually generating results for you. So are you focused on building up that library of content, building up your website as a trusted resource for people to come to? Or are you focused on just narrowly targeting one vertical, one persona? You really only have one thing you want to talk about. These are the things you have to keep in mind. If you want to build your broad authority, then invest your dollars in SEO. If you're really going for a narrow targeted impact, I would say you can do paid ads, and that's a great tool for that. You could also do SEO for that as well. They kind of SEO applies in a lot of different ways, but keep that in mind. What is your goal? Because that's going to impact the tactic that you choose. So I hope this video was helpful in laying out kind of those two options that are available to you through your search engine marketing. If you've had a lot of success with PPC, because I know I skewed toward the SEO side of it, go ahead and leave those in the comments. If you have some resources to share, love to hear those. There's continual SEO content on the Fearless blog. There are other resources out there as well. And of course, you can continue to watch this show, SEO Like a Pro, coming to you weekly. I think we're doing Mondays at 4 p.m. Central. We're Central time, so it'd be 5 Eastern, and then like 2 o'clock Pacific or whatever that is. I think I got that right. So more content is coming up on the screen right now if you want to take a look. And thanks again for watching this video. Now go do your thing.